Hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video. Um, on Dislyte, of course, but we have 101 subscribers, I think. So I missed the 100th specifically because we kind of like I saw the 99th, I didn't see the 100th. And I didn't make a video. I was so tired yesterday. I apologize, guys, but I was just wiped. Today I'm kind of wiped, but I still want to make a video because you got to make a video. And yeah, I'm grinding for that computer so I can make that Patreon for you guys. Like, I'm making it work. Wait, I went to the wrong thing. Okay, hey, 101 subscribers. Yeah, let's go. 100 subscribers special. Um, like I don't really have anything planned for it. I was mostly just gonna do a Dislyte video. Um, yeah, because this won't be the official one. I have to. I don't know what should I do for that. I guess we can go back to Balloon's Adventure Time for a hot sec because that was like the game that I started making videos on. Um, just to like talk about my journey, just play like a casual game. Not really. It's not really about the gameplay. It's just talking about YouTube, my plans. How great it's been so far. Like 100 subscribers. It only took us what, a year, which it seems like not that much, but I'm literally just posting videos that I'm screen recording, so it's not like I'm doing that much. Um, but I'm hopefully making videos that you guys like, are informative, are helping you in some of the games that I'm playing and that you are playing as well. But yeah, I will make a video specifically for 100 subscriber special. I wanted to make a video on Dislyte because I basically have the perfect speed clearing comp, I think, in the game. Maybe not the best, but one of, if not the best. And you can obviously replace characters, but the reason I say speed clearing is because not only does it control the team, but the AP just shenanigans that happen are just ridiculous. Like it's disgusting. It really is. I've tried it in PvP and it works pretty well, unless you're against an entire um, resist team, because then it's pretty much hard to do anything against them, especially if they've Jin you out, because you can't even control that Esper in the first place. And then it just becomes impossible to do anything. Um, so it's not the greatest at PvP because PvP, there's a lot of different comps that come into play. But for every other content in the game, you can basically just devastate. I basically grinded the last 10 floors in like 2 minutes, and I was like, you know what? I have to make a video because I've been using this composition for a while. Um, and I was able to like really get it better because the wish stones, the reset stones, I had like 27 of them, I want to say, and I basically burned through most of them. Like I think I have like 6 or 5 left. Um, just to try and up the speed on my TA because yeah, if you have below like 270 or something like that, or 280, you basically can't clear some of the higher floor levels because the speed is just so much on the characters that they basically will always take the first turn, and most of the time it's enough damage to just devastate your team. And unless you're in a tanky composition, which I'm not, I do have a decent amount of health though, so it's not like I can't take damage. But yeah, so let's just get into it. I'm pretty sure we can go up to like floor 50. So gain immune. Oh, this is fine because I mean, I'll show you the team right now. So let's just get into. Wait, 15. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, no, we're not there yet. But yeah, it's fine because we're using TA and Apollo. So the reason why I say this is the best speed clearing composition in the team, best speed clearing team in the game, is just because of how all of these characters combine their abilities together. That just it's disgust like I keep saying it's disgusting, but it truly is. Like if you could have a game mode, which is basically like every game mode except for PvP, where it's all about speed, and early game, like it's fine, but PvP late game, it sucks because the resist is just, especially knockout. Oh my god, knockout is so annoying. Okay, so let's get off that for now. So anyway, speed clearing, I have TA at 270, which is not a lot. But to be fair, I don't have the right equipment on her. Like I had to use this one because it's the one of the only equipment I have that gives you like plus 49 speed, which is ridiculous. Um, I have been getting oh wow, voice crack. I have been getting what was it? A very good pieces for Ocean. I was able to get one, and also what was it? Sorry, Nether set or Hades set, the one that heals you. I think that's Hades set. Um, yeah, the Hades one. I got one that gives you like 56 plus crit or something, which is ridiculous, especially for healing because you heal with damage dealt. It's insane. Um, just drinking some water. Excuse me. So TA is basically the the entire way the team works. Like if you haven't been playing Dislyte for like the past few weeks, or at least since they basically buffed TA, then yeah, she's basically the number one team lead for any speed clearing team or speed cleave team. Why is that? Well, she has a speed lead as a captain ability, so she gives all allies 25% speed increase, um, which is just ridiculous in itself because there's not a lot of characters that can just do that passively. Um, and yeah, like Mateo can give your team 35% speed, which is a lot better, but only in certain places. So it just makes it broken because it's universal. You can use her literally everywhere with this captain ability. So tower content, PvP, um, Chronos, like ritual miracles, like literally anything. You can use her captain ability if you need 25% speed and your speed clearing. Now, I want to mention another thing. She's not only good at speed clearing, she is insanely good at setup. And the reason that is because she swaps AP and she will set up for certain content, like the tower that I'm doing right now, Temporal Tower, insanely good because the setup that she does. So, like, I mean, you guys all know, Tia already has her ability to dispel one buff from each enemy with her ultimate, um, which is like just the icing on the top. Because when you're speed clearing, you face like Gabrielle or like the buff from the temporal tower, that gives characters immunity at the start of battle. It makes it impossible for you to stun characters, unless you have dispels. Ta takes care of that. Not only does she take care of that, she will absorb 30% of each enemy's AP. For the most part, it's not always accurate, but it basically ensures your team goes first, like I've said before. um, and then eventually you get her R6 and she's just that but much better. And then this AP swap thing is insane because it's swapping AP but then reducing AP as well. So it's interesting how it works, but you can basically make a certain character on your team depending on speed. You have to make the speed of each character very specific. Um, I think the third fastest character, you can basically make them go second, for the most part. So that for me would be Samash, which is good because I want to get his Judgment Seal before all my other characters attack. Um, but for the most part, it's usually Ashley who goes because she's the second fastest. Sorry, no, it's Pan that goes first because he's the second. It's just no, that's not true because he. Okay, well, you guys have to see, but it's just interesting how the AI works, even when you use her. Um, the AP swap and the AP reduction, it makes some characters go first, so you do have to do some speed tuning to do certain setups, but it makes it so broken. So TA is not the only good thing about this team. The reason she's good is she's insanely good at R0 anyway. At R6, she's broken. Um, but I maxed out her abilities a long time ago, so I've been using her forever. Just because even before she was okay, um, and the passive speed lead was already good. And it's still good. But now that she's insanely better, it's so much better. Um, and then the absorbing AP and stunning and speed down is so good on her second ability, and her turn rotation is just so good with the AP. You don't even have to put a ocean set on her because of that. I mean, I do have her abilities maxed out, so maybe that's why. But yeah, she absorbs so much AP and takes so many turns. And with every single one of her attacks, she either steals or absorbs AP until you get her R6. Then she just gives you AP passively or swaps AP. So she ends up taking so many turns. So, for turn compositions, she won't work as well. She's going to take a lot of turns. So you're going to have to take that into account if you're doing any compos or any content that requires you to have less turns to get a better score or be higher on the leaderboards. Um, but yeah, I mean, any content that doesn't require turns, which is like 60 to 75%, sorry, 70% of the content in the game, she's insanely good. Story mode, towers, PvP, like I can keep going, but she's good. So let's move on from her. So Ashley, she's like, no, she's not this. Okay, so actually, let's go to Pan because he's the second part of the team. So yeah, he's definitely the second most important. So I got him recently. That's really the only reason why this team is able to work as well as it's able to, because I don't need to have characters with fully enough crit rate and enough crit damage so that they can hit and do crit hits and damage. So if that makes sense. So basically, it just increases their crit rate and crit damage and gives them immunity and speed. It increases it by 20. So now my TA has 290 speed, but this is after the initial first turn. So she only has 270 to start. You have to keep that in mind. But it just ensures that the next time I go, my TA actually takes her second turn before any of the enemy team does, unless they resist. That's always a factor. Um, but yeah, it's just really broken. And then when an enemy receives an AP boost, then Pan will receive it instead. So just make sure it makes it keeps a safety kind of like if the enemy team is taking a lot of turns because they're increasing their AP, then Pan will eventually just increase crit rate, crit damage, and give you immunity so that if they have any controllers, you're not getting controlled. And he's also with the second skill giving Panic Gaze, which they take true damage. So this second ability isn't that powerful. Because I don't know, it's not that powerful. The plus cooldown is good. It's good for PvP, but it's not that good for just regular tower clearing content. It's mostly his ultimate. Um, but I mean, it can still help. And then his basic is okay. It's good on this team because it's just control. So stun is always going to be helpful, and then they can't resist it. But it's only this basic is only really useful when he's at R2 because he can give all his allies basically what his ultimate does, Magic Tune at the start of the turn. So yeah, but yeah, so just his ultimate really that's what helps. And then of course I have enough speed on him and give him decent HP. And then 15% crit rate, which doesn't matter, but yeah, just not insanely great stats, mostly on speed, and then of course giving that shield, which doesn't really matter. Honestly, I could put a different set on him, but it is what it is. Same with Ashley, because this is not the most fine-tuned speed clearing. It's just the sets that I have on my characters right now. Um, so next, I guess Hobbit. Yeah, it has to be Hobbit because Ashley does a lot of damage, but she wouldn't do as much without Hobbit. So Hobbit, as you guys know, Judgment Seal, it basically steals splash damage. So this just is one of the cherries on top, including the dispelling buffs from TA and the Polo, or Lucas. I will get to that in a second. But yeah, just so broken. And then he can dispel dot effects from himself, which is kind of nice. It doesn't really matter, but I guess fine when you're going against some character like Jormungand. I can't pronounce that. Jormungand. Jorgum. However you pronounce it. This the world snake in Norse mythology. It he's an epic esper. That's all I remember. His white hair is a snake around him. He gives fangs which can poison your team when you attack, when you deal hits to the enemy. Um, but it doesn't. Sacred flame really is useless. It's just a judgment seal. It's not useless, but it's useless in this case. And then the diseased, it just makes sure that if any healers have not been controlled and are able to use any healing, unless they dispel buffs. If they dispel buffs, then you're kind of, it doesn't really matter what you do at that point. But if they don't, then you're chilling. And then his he inflicts here with his second, so it's just extra damage on top of that, and then true damage. Decent amount of true damage actually with both Hobbit, Pan, and Ashley. Um, which is surprising because the team is not true damage based around true damage, but it is what it is. Ashley, I gave her 3,200 attack because um, she is going to be dealing insane damage. Specifically with my characters dealing crit damage, because remember, Pan is buffing the crit damage and Apollo has more crit. Don't worry, guys. In 4 minutes, I will start doing gameplay so you guys can see. Um, it's just time consuming, so I don't want to do too many like battles to show you guys because it's basically the same thing. I want to explain it more so you guys understand the comp, can build it yourselves, and then you guys can see my gameplay a little bit, so you guys can decide for yourselves, and then we can move on. So yeah, 100% of Heimdall's attack. Uh, it's up to, so it's only 10% of the target's max HP. But with Heimdall having so much attack, if the target has more HP than the attack ratio, then at least Heimdall will be dealing. Well, it's only 300 damage, but oh no, it's 100%. So it's 3K, which is a lot. So at most it's 3K, and then it's anything in between there. But really good. And then of course her AP manipulation when you're being attacked, which actually doesn't matter whatsoever. Um, and the reducing the target's AP works only in certain content. Really good for tower content, like I'm about to show you guys, and PvP, and just in general content that characters aren't immune to AP. There's not a lot of resist, though I will say PvP may have some. Um, and you can just land those crits, and the characters don't have any AP immunity or whatever goes on. Of course, typing is different because that's more RNG based, and the game is RNG based in itself. But just something to keep in mind. But yeah, and then her shield strength is 200% of her attack. So giving her more attack will make her more tanky, last longer. Really, it makes her actually just tankier, which is interesting because you're just increasing her attack, which is fine because that's also a good thing. And the 50% chance of inflicting stun, I feel like they should buff that to like 75. But that's fine. It's just an extra stun, just in case my polo and nut will not hit or land their stuns. Um, Lucas or TA. But it doesn't really matter. I'd say it's cool because she's a wind stunner, AoE stun, and then TA is flow AoE stun, and then Apollo is, or Lucas is Inferno AoE stun, and then Hobbit is kind of AoE stun with the Tyranny set, but that I just put that on him because extra crit, whatever. I could honestly make him deal more damage, but I kind of want the crit because when you get to later floors and later contents, it just resist and immunity just come into play so much more. So you have to get around it, and having more stun is never a bad idea, just to like ensure you get that stun. Yeah, and then Apollo is kind of the other. They're all these characters just work so well together. They're all cherries on top. I'm telling you guys, it's so broken. So Apollo Lucas, he has a decent amount of attack, around 2,500. He has a lot of HP. He has a decent amount of resist, a decent amount of crit rate, especially with Pans plus 20, because then that's just 60% right there. And he's multi hitting, so it's kind of guaranteed. And then decent amount of speed. So his stats are kind of decent overall. His accuracy is pretty high because I want him to stun. That's literally all I need him for, which is why I put the tyranny set on him, and I gave him accuracy with the recurve set. Um, but yeah, he has a 50% chance of dispelling one buff 3 times with his ultimate, which is another cherry on top that combines really well with TA because now you're ensuring the dispel and the stun. And then the first 2 hits inflict minus 10 AP, the third hit absorbs 10% AP, and then the tyranny set, every single one of those 3 hits has a 20% chance of stunning the target. So good. And then the Blessing of Phoebus is just insanely good on a stun team because it doesn't matter if Apollo has them stunned. As long as the enemy is afflicted with stun, Apollo will gain the 15% AP per enemy. That is around 75% AP. So 50 for if each one was 10%. And then you have to do the 5% for each, which is 5 times 5, which is 25. And then you add that to the 50, 75% AP. It's not always 75%. I'd say it's at least 50% AP, which is just ridiculous in itself. Because then it's just really good turn cycling since he does have a 4-turn cooldown on his ultimate. But yeah, really good turn cycling. And then his basic is just already has basically guaranteed stun with all the AP shenanigans I'm doing. And the tyranny set just gives that 20% chances. So it's just really just stun, stun, stun with him. And he has a decent amount of crit too. So really powerful. This team is disgusting. So let's just get into it. Let me show you guys. So initially, like I said, TA will only have the 270 speed. Here, I'm gonna. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can auto this real quick. But let me drink some water real quick. Okay, so we'll just auto it. Oh no, we can't auto this because this is a 3-round thing. So on the 3-round battles, the rotation is a little worse because it's 3 rounds. But yeah, you can still just spam the ultimates, and now you just use basics pretty much. See, TA got 2 turns there because she absorbed 20%. Well, 30. She absorbed a lot of AP. It's hard to do the math because resists. It changes the AP distribution, and then yeah. So now you used her second ability. He's not gonna get stunned, which sucks. So you can just use your second abilities now. Hopefully, I can. Oh, this tricky is being a little. Oh, okay, now I stunned them all. Okay, so we're not gonna use Havid's second because we can just. They're all stunned now, so it doesn't really matter. Um, so we're gonna keep trying to bring you down. That's fine. We don't have any healing, so keep that in mind. This team has no healing. We're gonna use your second now that everyone is unstunned to stun everybody who we can, and then basically keep going. So only because we don't have so we can use our second abilities, but our ultimates we kind of want to keep it for the last battle. Oh, I could have used her second ability there. Whatever. Um, hopefully I can use it before Kara goes. Sweet. Okay. Because it's a 3-turn cooldown. So really, okay. So now I'll use her second just to ensure that we can. Okay, yeah. So I'm taking a decent amount of damage here, which is fine. You're gonna heal some anyway at the beginning. That's kind of how it works. Ooh, okay. So we're getting close here. I kind of want to just kill this dude. Okay, and then ooh, don't take a lot of damage. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're still fine. Okay. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah, we're completely fine here. Okay, fine. We're good. We're good. Okay, so I didn't do that the best, but you guys can probably do better. So here's the ultimate. So Apollo will obviously be resistant to everything since he's he's the boss. Um, and then increases ability cooldowns, which sucks for me because my whole team is based on the fact that my ability cooldowns don't take that long. Oh my god, this entire team just has a 100% fucking resist, doesn't it? See, this is the bullshit I'm talking about. They don't. Dislyte doesn't know how to make good content when it comes to tower stuff anymore. They use the same shit over and over again, and it's really annoying because it's not fun. It's just annoying because you got to use the same composition. Speed clearing. That's been the meta for so long for just tower content and everything in general. Okay, we'll be fine. Because he's dead right now. But yeah, it's just speed clearing and speed cleaving. Like it really does not bode well because I want there to be more meta. Of course, PvP there's tanky meta, and other game modes too. But for the most part, like general content is speed clearing is the best way to play the game, which is not what I want because speed clearing feels more special to me. It feels like it should be used on specific teams that are gonna just demolish your team. Like they're speed cleaving, so you're speed clearing. Speed clearing is different because it's more about the speed and setup, where speed cleaving can be about those things, but it's more about just dishing out the damage, like insane amount of damage. This team is more about speed cleaving with control, AP control, well, yeah, with stun control, AP control, and some buffs to deal extra damage. So here, there's only 2 rounds or 2 waves, so I just kind of leave it on auto. It doesn't really matter because the turn rotation now is not on one extra cooldown because of the boss not multiplier, but the boss buff or whatever they get. But yeah, as you can see, ridiculously good. Like, just the enemy team has okay. Oh, they're about to take. Oh no, yep, they're not. They haven't taken a single turn. Okay, now that well, he finally got rid of the stun that lay on. But yeah, one character was able to go, and they were stunned anyway, so they didn't do anything. So as you can see, insanely broken. And then yeah, I can just keep going. Really, this is possible because I maxed out my TA abilities. She's still R0, so it is technically still free to play. And then Apollo Lucas is a free to play unit. He's free to get, but he is R6, so that requires a little bit of developing in the game itself. But it should be pretty doable. Oh, okay. So this is a bad turn rotation here, but hopefully we Oh, okay, no, we're fine. Okay. So as long as TA is able to use her second ability before the enemy team takes their turns, because she has the speed down, AP absorption, and stun, which is just everything that you need on this team. It's just so nice. And then yeah, of course, you're gonna have some bad runs, and then the farther you get in the tower, the worse it'll be because the enemy will just have so much more HP, and it'll be harder to and resist, specifically resist. So here we have a Trevor that we're gonna have to deal with in the second round. Yeah, and then this is a really annoying team that is like kind of counterattack. So you kind of have to deal with it early on, which is really annoying. Okay, you do not. I like how the AI like sees one enemy and decides, oh yeah, let me use an AOE attack, because that just makes perfect sense. Totally. Okay, stun every. Okay, yeah, nice. Now we stunned everybody except for the Chloe, but I think she got rid of it because she was taking her turn. Okay, we nope, gotta get rid of that. Okay, that Trevor got stunned again. I was about to say we gotta get rid of him because he's gonna just take out my entire team. Trevor is really the only reason I think that TA deserves that buff because she's easier to get Esper now that we have all these rezo pools in general, that you can just get characters that you don't have. Um, what was it? The wish pool and the collection pool. Oh wait, yeah, that reminds me. I can open another one. Um, so yeah, we'll do one more battle. So as you guys can see, the team is just disgusting. My team isn't even well built. It's kind of just scrapped together. From other team comps, mostly from Celestial Anomaly, because I've been trying to close that out, and I will make a video on that closing out probably today. Um, I might just release a lot of Dislyte videos because I do have a lot of stuff to say about, and I've just been playing a lot recently because I'm trying to get Jiao 2, but the pull rates are so stupid. This game is honestly the pull rates in this game are like the one bad thing about this game. like at this point, yeah, the game is pay to win, and that's for one reason, because of the stupid pull rates. They're just so shitty. Um, like I've just gotten so many 10 times rares. Like it's just not helpful. Like I have maybe I keep saying like I have 40 wish stones out of like the 50 draws I've done already. So it it just sucks. It really does not feel good, and it degrades the playing experience overall. But I mean, it's a gotcha game. They're gonna do what they want with the pull rates. As long as they can make money, they will try and make money. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the speed clearing team. Disgustingness. And you can replace it with Leora. Because her wave clearing is really good. Um, you could have Camille as a free to play if you have her maxed out because she gains an extra turn. Otherwise, you want Australis. I'm gonna put this down. You want Australis because she's not gonna be able to do her double attacks, which you kind of want. Anyway, like you don't have to use it if you get a second turn. You can just use her basic, but it's just good. Um, for any like AOE damage that you want on your team. I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, Zora could work. I don't have her at high resonance, but I mean, you already have diseased given by Havid, and he gives you that extra AOE buff because he's specifically an AOE buffer. So yeah, I would say the team is pretty much just solidly built. Like it's just such a nice composition. Um, Ashley giving attack up, defense up because you have no healing. You have to keep that in mind. So you can replace any character you want, but I do have the shield and Aegis sets, right? These are the Aegis sets, or yeah, Aegis set on two characters, both Pan and Ashley, because none of your characters have healing. So if you take damage, you're gonna want to mitigate as much as possible. And another thing to note on top of that, the entire team does not have a lot of HP, maybe except for TA. I think she has a decent amount of HP, right? And Apollo. Just because Apollo has maxed out res, and then TA has her gear. She has like 33 HP, 33k HP. Um, and then Apollo has a ridiculous amount of HP, right? Oh no, he has a similar amount of HP. So yeah, uh, you just want to channel their stats into damage and speed, and then some. You need some crit rate. Pan will give it to you. I'd say that's kind of the pay to win aspect of what is going on here with the double star levels. Okay, so okay. Why did I scroll all the way down here? I don't know why I did that. Okay, yeah, my Valeria is almost maxed out, though I don't have much uses for her, like I said, so I'm not rushing. Um, okay, so Ethan, yeah, the the speed he gives you is nice, and the crit rate and crit damage, because that's what you need in a speed clearing team. So just something to keep in mind. I think that's it for this video. I was gonna use Norner sisters, because they also have miss rate up and on the AOE miss rate, and because she gets a speed lead and she's already has more AP because of TA and Pan doing their thing. She will do the minus 10 AP per hit, so that's minus 20 AP extra plus all the AP reduction from TA and the Polo. So it's really nice when you're just doing all AP, but it's not super powerful. I'd say Hobbit is a little bit better, and Pan is definitely a lot better because extra damage. But yeah, something to keep in mind. Yeah, just wanted to show you guys that team. It's super broken, super nasty, and useful everywhere. Not everywhere, sorry. It's useful in a lot of places, which makes it meta, I think. Um, but yeah, I just want to see how people will use the team, and if someone can build a really good, worthy maybe give the entire team like a lot of resist, because you don't need a lot of crit and crit damage. Um, so yeah, make them very resistant, so that even if the enemy team, if you face like a tanky team or a very strong resist team, you can at least stop yourself from getting controlled and try and get those AP and stuns down. Because with so much, you will eventually get one. It's just kind of how RNG works. Like a certain amount, you're kind of guaranteed to get that. Um, but yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching as always. AOG Gaming here. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. Really shows your support, helps me out, keeps you up to date with my content. 101 subscribers, guys, we did it. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, we hit 101 subscribers. Well, 100 specifically, but we've gone over 100 now. So this is amazing. Obviously, I want to start making more videos for you guys, but I have to see how school's gonna work. Um, but that'll be like in 2 weeks. For now, we're still. I have a lot of work so far. It's slowing down a little bit, which is nice, but I am trying to make money so I can get the best possible setup to make the best possible videos for you guys. So I am not wasting time. I am trying to push for it. And it's not trying to convince you guys that I'm not wasting my time. I'm just, informing you guys of what I'm doing while not posting videos, because I know it slowed down a lot more than well, at least that I wanted it to. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next one.